A Defender's exclusive. A local man goes to jail for an unpaid traffic ticket and never makes it home. Good evening. It tops our news at 11. The 32-year-old Roseville man died in the custody of the Macomb County Jail. Now, we must tell you, this is a difficult story to watch, and it comes with a warning because it includes some adult images and some very tough content. Well, David Stojewski had extreme weight loss over his 17 days in jail, and near the end, he was so weak he couldn't get off the floor or call for help. His family says jail guards and medical staff neglected him, and it is all on video. Now here with the video, Defender Kevin Dietz joining us live from the Macomb County Jail with his exclusive investigation. Kevin?
Yes, we get a lot of complaints about mistreatment in jails, but rarely does it come with a video. This video is very difficult to watch. The man on this video dies, and he dies in a high observation unit, which is the cells that are most closely watched here at the Macomb County Jail. His family says it never should have happened. It's a hard thing to watch a man die. The heart races and then slows as it fights to survive. The body twitches, eyes flutter as the end draws near. It's a hard thing to watch a man die, especially when it could have been prevented.
It's unconscionable that they let this human being suffer like this.
32-year-old David Stojewski will die, and his family wants you to witness it so that it never happens again. This is not a prison camp in Afghanistan. This is a jail cell in the suburbs of Metro Detroit. Prisoners held in this unit are not given clothes for their own protection.
I guess his life didn't matter.
According to a federal lawsuit obtained by the defenders, David Stojewski was arrested for obstruction of justice as part of a careless driving charge. According to the complaint, David could not pay the $772 fine, so he was ordered to spend 30 days in the Macomb County Jail. It turned out to be a life sentence. Over the next 17 days, he lost an alarming 50 pounds. Near the end, he was visibly thinner and no longer had the strength to call for help. During his final 2 days of life, David never got off the cold cement jail cell floor. He lay there naked and alone as he gasped his final breaths.
That could be your son or my son, and I'm shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked to think that we are in the United States of America in a affluent suburb.
Dr. Donna Rockwell is a licensed clinical psychologist, an expert in addiction and withdrawal symptoms.
Oh, boy. It's very hard to watch.
We asked her to watch the video of David Stojewski's in-custody death.
Wow. I can't believe anybody was in charge of looking at this video or looking at this camera and didn't do anything to help this human being.
Local 4 medical expert Dr. Frank McGeorge has been classified as an expert in custody death cases.
There's no reason for a person that's incarcerated who's been watched for this period of time to die in custody. He should have had medical attention.
David grew up in a modest Macomb County neighborhood, the son of immigrant bakers. He went to school, played sports, had a variety of odd jobs, but he was also troubled, addicted to drugs at a young age. According to his family's lawsuit, David was seeing a professional doctor to beat his addiction. He was prescribed by a doctor methadone, Xanax, and Klonopin. Without these prescriptions, his body would go into severe withdrawal.
It's a very obvious sign of withdrawal,
Right.
And anybody who even has 2 minutes of training knows that.
Court documents say on June 10th of last year, David was rounded up as part of a sweep of Macomb County residents who had warrants out for their arrest. David, who failed to pay his traffic ticket, was thrown in jail. A nurse evaluated him and recommended he be placed in the medical drug detox unit. Instead, he went to a jail cell. 6 days later, he was acting erratic and was moved to a mental health cell and put under suicide watch. Here, his final 11 days of life will be videotaped, a video obtained exclusively by the local 4 defenders.
People don't die from withdrawal all the time. They die from withdrawal when there's neglect associated with it.
On day 1, we see David getting medical attention and food. But as the days go on, the personal attention slows. At times, David's cellmates are seen eating his food as he sleeps. David is losing weight rapidly. We see him hiding under his bed to block the lights that stay on around the clock.
Wow. Look, it's like an animal. He's climbing underneath something to die.
David's body spasms. His muscles twitch. Our experts say clear signs of someone in withdrawal.
There you go. There's a seizure.
They tell us this is not a prisoner faking in hopes of receiving medication or a trip to the hospital.
There's not 1 second of looking at that video where I think that he might be faking. It is obvious he is not faking.
On day 8, David is acting erratic again. He gets in a fight with another inmate. The guards come and clear the others from the cell, leaving David all alone. A few minutes later, he seems to be reenacting the fight. Our experts say he is likely hallucinating, a common symptom of serious withdrawal from his prescription medications.
That's a point where someone is entering a real medical crisis, period.
David then sits, legs folded, for several hours, then lays down. He will not get up again.
I think there are so many points in this video where someone who had any humanity would look at this person and say, I better figure out whether they need help.
For the next 48+ hours, David will lay here, his body preparing to die. Guards are required to watch prisoners in this ward via security cameras and monitors. They are to take notes on the prisoner's conditions every 15 minutes. David should have been checked 96 times a day. The video shows his food went untouched on his final day as he lay on the floor, slowly dying.
He did not commit a violent crime in any sense of the word, and this is how he's being treated. Oh my God, Kevin.
David lay there on the cement floor with cameras rolling. After losing 50 pounds in 17 days, he was too weak to get up and seek help. His body convulsing, twitching, his chest cavity caving in. Fighting for his life, his breathing speeds up, then slows down.
People stop moving, their respiratory rate becomes irregular, and that's part of the dying process.
It's a hard thing to watch a man die. We don't know if guards were watching David on the monitors at this time, but when they finally do come in, it was too late. There's no audio, but the officers are seen radioing for help. A guard tries to give CPR. Then more guards appear, followed by someone who appears to be medical personnel.
And then all of a sudden, when, his life was nearing its end, the room was filled with people. Where were they? Where were they when he needed them to make sure that he stayed alive?
David is put on a stretcher and taken out of the Macomb County Jail. He will be pronounced dead at the hospital. His death certificate lists the cause of death as acute withdrawal from medications.
What kind of med check could possibly have been done? He should have been rushed to the hospital. It's unbelievable.
It's a hard thing to watch a man die. His family wants you to witness it so that it never happens again. David was not married and he did not have children. His mom and dad do live here locally, and they lived through his many troubles with his drug addiction. They did not visit him here at the Macomb County Jail, and they were not notified by the jail that he was having any medical issues during his stay. David also has a brother who was arrested in that same sweep for not paying traffic tickets. He too was brought here to the same jail. He ended up in the hospital, not the morgue. Guy, Carmen.
Well, now that we have seen a very disturbing video, what is the sheriff saying about all of this, Kevin?
Well, Sheriff Wickersham says he cannot comment because of the ongoing litigation, but we did get a chance to talk to corporate counsel out here in Macomb County. They say that this case actually lacks legal merit, and they expect to prevail when this case goes to trial. And no one is talking about a settlement out here. They believe this case will go to trial, so all of the people who work here, the staff, the guards, the medical people, will all eventually be on the stand and tell their story of what happened in David's final days.
All right, our Kevin Dietz reporting for us live.